Hey, Ed here from Precision Gun Reviews, and that's a pretty extreme angle, don't you think? This is the Blackhawk Check 6 outside the waistband sort of pancake. It's a sort of a half pancake holster designed for rearward carry, almost smaller back, kind of like that Bianchi PI Model 58 we took a look at recently, except with an even more extreme forward cant to get that gun even deeper behind the back. Um, this is a great little holster. It's got a few features that make it a little bit preferable for me over that Bianchi PI holster. Um, and while I have it here. We can take a look at some of the differences maybe. So you can see that one is canted a little bit further than the other. The PI is a little bit more upright. It's still further than the standard FBI cant, but it's not as extremely forward canted as the Blackhawk, which means you can get the Blackhawk further around your body and even all the way to small of back and be able to draw it comfortably. But it also means that because of the way that this one is built, they had to drop it a little bit lower on the belt to get that center of gravity, and it is wonderfully balanced when you're wearing it. I must say that it feels like you're not wearing anything at all because of the balance of the holster. But that drops the tip of it a little bit lower and makes it a little bit less easy to conceal on the bottom. However, it makes it easier to grab for on top. And that's just the nature of the give and take between high ride and low ride holsters. It does feel a little bit more supple, but it still retains its shape very well. It's a little bit thinner, and when you stick the gun into this holster, it feels like the gun was made to be in this holster. Whereas with the PI, it felt like it fit very snugly, and it was a great fit. It was excellent retention, but you had to really push it in there. Like maybe the holster was fighting me a little bit to put the gun in and to draw it out. The Blackhawk is a little bit smoother to draw and to reholster. It does have this retention screw, which can make you adjust it however you like as well. You can tighten it down and get that really, really tight fit, or you can loosen it up for a much looser fit. Now, because the gun is canted forward, a tighter fit can be very important, because obviously it's already halfway on its way out. One thing that I spoke about for the PI holster was the way the belt loops were cut. And that's not an issue here. You can see this rides straight across without deforming the belt at all, and it's comfortable to insert and to pull out. And that's because these notches, these cutouts, are made extra big to accommodate for the physics of the angle that they're cut at for the belt to go through, putting a straight thing through diagonal cuts. Like I said, it's a sort of hybrid. It's not a pancake per se. Well, it is a pancake. If this were within the dimensions that could be covered by the top piece of leather, then it would be a pancake. But because it's at such an extreme angle, they had to stitch it directly onto a backing piece. And there's a lot of good stitching. It's kind of like the Bianchi in that the stitching is good, but it's not, let's say, artisanal work. You can see some of the rough stitch there. It is a little bit more regular in its distance from the edge. However, you can see where some of the stitching ends and begins. It does sort of loop around in the front here, so it's maybe not as versatile as a slide holster. So it's not going to accommodate the larger size of M&P, and it's not going to accommodate as many other guns as well as something like the PI would. Also, the space here for sights is not as exaggerated, so if you have suppressor sights or something on the gun, they're gonna probably get hung up here. You're gonna be digging out leather. On the reverse side here, like the other one, I don't know if I specifically called attention to it then, but you have your mag release exposed. Gives you a good grip here. It's always something that I look for, is that mag release being exposed, but honestly I've never really had trouble with it. There's enough space caused by the leather here. The rear half of this leather is actually thicker than the outer half, so that keeps it away from the body, but it still minimizes the amount of space overall underneath your cover garment. Retention's excellent, and adjustable. And I can't remember if it comes with an Allen wrench, but it's a standard Allen wrench. I've never even had to touch it. It really hasn't even been an issue. The interior of this leather is another smooth leather, so like I said before, you're not going to get any particles stuck in there that are going to then be transferred to the finish of your gun, causing scratching and anything else. However, leather in general is going to give you an even wear along your slide, along your frame if you have a metal frame. I really like this holster. It's very snug, and this other half of the backing along with your belt is going to give you a little bit of a shield of the slide there, which is nice to know. This holster is actually made in Italy, and it's a little bit more expensive than that Bianchi PI, and probably because the leather was worked in Italy. And I think the leather is a little bit higher quality. I wouldn't go so far as to say that it's as wonderful or beautiful as that Ross leather Pancake holster we looked at, but it's definitely a good quality leather. And I like that it's thin. I like that because it still retains its shape. It's not rigid, but it retains its shape fairly decently. And if it were to deform over time, I would have less worry with something like this because it has this retention screw. I do enjoy carrying in this holster. The severe forward cant is a way that I like to carry because I could push this way back behind my body, and that's more comfortable for me. So if that's something you like, this is a great holster for that. And I think they designed it with carrying a rifle in mind and having this as a secondary backup weapon. So you want it out of the way if your rifle's slung over your shoulder. Draws really well, reholsters well. It's a good holster. I would recommend this for anyone who wants to carry outside the waistband and rearward of the 3 o'clock position, reaching back toward almost the 6 o'clock position. The extra cant to it is beneficial, and I think I prefer it to the Bianchi PI for that reason. If you are really trying to conceal and you can't go this extra half-inch below the belt that this one drops the gun, then maybe the Bianchi PI is a better option for you. It's a little bit straighter up and down, it rides a little bit higher, and it gives you the versatility of being a slide holster, so you could use one holster for multiple guns. Now you could potentially shove your other M&Ps through this or even cut off the edge, but that would be a little rough, and you won't have to cut out belt loops if you have a normal size gun belt like my Beltman. And that's about it. Great holster from Blackhawk. The Czech 6 comes in all different models for different guns, and if outside the waistband carry, rearward of your body is a way you like to carry, and especially if you like leather, this is possibly the one to get. I really enjoy it. I wear it. It's great. Thanks for watching. This is Ed from Precision Gun Reviews. If you like our videos, give us a thumbs up and subscribe to see all of our new videos as they come out. Thank you again for watching, and until next time, stay safe.